Hello everyone, welcome to Aspirants World. In this video, we are going to discuss why Indian rice export ban is so important to global trade. First and foremost, why did the government impose ban on export of non-basmati white rice? As recently government has announced the imposing a ban on non-basmati white rice, there are reasons. First and foremost one is the increasing of retail rice price nearly 3% in a month. That is, the inflation is one of the reason, followed by the late onset of the monsoon is another reason, and then the heavy downpour of the monsoon or the heavy occurrence of the monsoon is also one of the reason which causes the significant damage to the crops. All these reasons are actually contributed for the ban on non-basmati white rice by India. If we see, India accounts for more than the 40% of the world rice exports, which accounted to nearly 55.4 million metric tons in 2022. And in the case of shipment also, India reached nearly 22.2 million tons in 2022. If we see the shipment capacity, the India is having a shipment which is the bigger than the world's next four biggest exporters of the grains like Thailand, Vietnam, Pakistan and the United States together. So the government ban on the export of the non-basmati white rice has shown the tremendous impact on the global trade. Moving ahead, maybe we can get a doubt why we go for the ban on the export. Why don't we try other methods like increasing of the export duty on the non-basmati rice? So let's see, if we increase the export duty, what happens? If the export duty gets increases, suppose if the government increases the export duty from 10% to suppose 20%, then automatically the export cost gets increases. So the moment when the export cost from India gets increases, automatically in the global scenario, the countries import less from India. So this is also one of the strategy the government may follow for the controlling of the export of this rice product, and it can maintain that stock. Then rather than following this rule, why the government has done altogether the ban of the export of rice? Let's see the reasons. Earlier, the government has imposed the export duty of 20% on non-basmati white rice on September 8, 2022 to control the prices as well as ensure availability in the domestic market. That means whatever we have already seen the logic, it has applied earlier by Indian government. However, the export of this variety increased to 42.12 lakh tons in September to March in the last financial year, from 33.66 to 42.12 lakh tons. That means after increasing of export duty also, we are unable to control or we are unable to lessen the supply of the rice from India to the other nations. That's why the government has now opted the extreme scenario of controlling the complete ban of the rice export to other nations. If we see further, in the first quarter of current financial year also, 15.54 lakh tons of white rice was exported against only 11.55 lakh tons in the last year, which means already there is an increasing of 35% of exports in this financial year. This sharp increase in exports can be ascribed to high international prices. So, which alarmed by the trend, the government stepped up to ban the exports in a bid to ensure adequate stocks and to maintain the lower prices in view of approaching the festive seasons in India. Moving ahead, how will India's move to ban rice exports impact the world? India is the world's second largest rice producer after the China, and it accounted nearly 40% of world rice exports. And industry experts claim that the ban was expected to inflate the prices of food products globally, which are already driven up by the Russia invasion of Ukraine last year and the erratic weather. China also, parallelly, the paddy crop has also suffered due to extensive damage. So, the ban of the rice export by India increases the cost of the rice further in the global market. Already there is an increasing of this price due to the Russia and Ukraine war and the China's crop damage also. Rice is a staple food for more than 3 billion people and nearly 90% of water intensive crop is produced in Asia, especially in USA. Recently we have seen in the news channels also the rice bags on all varieties flew off the shelves as anxious Asian communities for whom rice is a staple thronged to the stores. The outlets of major brands also saw a scramble for the same. All varieties of rice, including the basmati, were sold out in a few hours on July 21, which has actually alerted all the news channels to showcase the news, because especially in the USA, the ban on the rice by India has shown the major impact. Crop damage is also one of the reasons why the government has taken this decision. The irregular weather conditions have certainly contributed to the government decision. The late arrival of the monsoon led to the rain deficit in the mid-June. Later, the heavy rains since the last week of the June have caused the significant damage to the crops, especially in the states of the Punjab and Haryana. As we know, the Punjab and Haryana are the largest producers of the rice in the country. So, if the crop damage occurs in these two states majorly, automatically it reflects on the production capacity of the country. If we see that in the form of the statistics, as per the recent estimate, 2.4 lakh hectares of area under paddy cultivation has been affected in Punjab alone. Along with that, the crop will be resown over 83,000 hectares of land in Punjab. In Haryana state also, the paddy crop spread over 1.5 lakh hectares of land in 7 districts is submerged under the water. The two states together contribute nearly 20% of the country total rice production. If we have the major damage of the crop in these two states itself, automatically it has the effects on the overall production capacity. In the other major rice growing states also, the farmers have prepared paddy nurseries, but the late arrival of the monsoon has delayed the transplantation of the seedlings in majority of the states. The government is hoping that the area under the rice cultivation would increase after it has raised the minimum support price for paddy. But till now, the farmers has planted paddy on 6% lesser area as compared to 2022. That means the announcement of the increasing of MSP also has not done much support for increasing of this paddy cultivation in the country. So what is this minimum support price? I hope you guys having the awareness of this minimum support price. This is the government announces the minimum price for the crops before the onset of the monsoon for Kharif and the Rabi crops to provide the basic price to the farmers when there is a market fluctuations of the price in the country. So after increasing of this MSP recently for the rice crop also, still we don't have much change in the rice production capacity. These all are the reasons actually contributed for the ban of the rice export by the government recently. So, according to the recent reports, the government has taken this decision majorly to ensure lower prices and adequate availability of the rice in the upcoming festival seasons. Along with that, the reports are saying that the domestic prices of rice are on increasing trend. The retail prices have increased by 11.5% in the last year. Nearly the inflation we have seen 11.5% in the last year, and in the last month there is 3% increasing of the inflation. So to control this inflation rate and to maintain the adequate stock of this rice grain, government has taken this harsh decision to ban the supply of rice exports. So this is all about why the government has taken this decision, what is the impact of this decision on the world. So this is for the day. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Do like, comment and share our video. Subscribe our channel for further notifications. Have a great day. See you guys in the next video.